Hi guys, natmcsplat here. Yep, needed to think through what I was going to say then. But anyway, what's going to happen right now is that I'm going to tell you some shizzle about me and my artwork basically, because due to some YouTubers, that's a word, I get the random comment like, what's the music? What's the equipment you use? How long did it take you? Etc, etc. Take off your pants, please. Wait a second, there's actually a comment on there? Oh, wait, no. That was just my dream. But anyway. Let's just make this short, sweet, and simple because it's getting late. I don't have much to say. And I can't be bothered. So, first piece of equipment, I guess most importantly, is the people when they're like, do you use a mouse or a tablet? Now, what I use, is called a Wacom Bamboo Fun Tablet. They're not very cheap, I'll tell you that. I've got a small size, that's about £100. But out of all honesty, they're good for their money. They're good for their money. I was terrible with mouse and like touchpads. I could never do it. It took too long. But with a Wacom Bamboo tablet, or any type of tablet basically, it's just like using pen and paper but on a computer. So easy to use. It's really helped me a lot with my artwork and any digital stuff that I've had to do. Now, along with that Wacom Bamboo tablet, it's actually quite a mouthful to say, I got Photoshop Element 6. That actually came free along with it, so I don't know what the prices are. Although I'm sure you can download a certain Photoshop. However, that might be illegal. So, good luck there, buddy. Photoshop's, I have to admit, very great. If you ever have anything like MS Paint or any other pixely kind of program, I'd say Photoshops are the best. You can do so much with them. You can also download other brushes like shapes or patterns. It's absolutely brilliant. The problem is that to me, as I'm not the greatest with computers, it's very complicated to use. I'm still messing about with tools on there. I think the reason why it's hard for me is because I never actually got an instruction booklet to how to use Photoshop. So it was like the Da Vinci Code when I actually got it. It was a pain in the ass, but it's fun to experiment with. Okay, my third piece of equipment I usually use for everything would be Hypercam 2. That's actually all for my speed paints. Not much to say about it really. It's downloadable, it's free. It doesn't really have any choppy quality. It seems considerable with time. Because I remember the last one I used, it was either Cam Studio or the first Hypercam. It was very horrible once you started recording. Everything seemed to go all choppy and slow, and you couldn't even like do a circle. It would turn into a straight line because the computer would go so slow with the timing. Oh, it was terrible. That's all I can pretty much say. Right. Last piece of equipment would be Windows Movie Maker. Oh, to me, it's simple, so it's easy for me to make my videos and put the music on, anything like that. You'd usually automatically get it on your computer already, but I didn't actually for this laptop. I have Windows 7 and everything, but I actually didn't have Windows Movie Maker. I guess this one, well, I guess it's the old version, which is why the new program doesn't have it. But it's free, downloadable, easily find it on Google. It's good. But if you're ever looking for anything a bit more complicated, go for like, I think it's called Vegas Pro or something. I haven't got that myself. I might. It's a little bit more help, and it'll also help if you're going in any actual proper videos out of your camera or something. Right. that's actually pretty much all I have to say about the equipment. I don't know whether there are any good hints I could tell you or not. Right. Okay, for Microsoft Paint, if you've got an old version, I guess that's alright. Oh my gosh, I'm running out of words. But I guess the thing is though, I've got the new Microsoft Paint. I'll tell you one thing. New Microsoft Paint, I'll tell you now, don't get excited anyone who wants the new one, because there's actually nothing different about it. The only update to it seems to be just a few brushes, but even they aren't good because they're terrible to use. It's kind of like having a baby and a crayon put together, just on a flat screen. That is still terrible, Jesus. I've got to stop saying this is terrible. Ah! But, right. Anyone who wants to draw like me, sounded a bit weird, but anyone who wants to draw wolves, any other creatures, a great way to start off is references. Now, in my artwork, you get a thing called primary and secondary research. Secondary research, that's easy, but you shouldn't have a lot of it. That's all computer, finding stuff off the internet and copying stuff. Now, for my primary, I have to do observational work, like actually looking at something and taking references off like that, or taking pictures, like I'm actually there in person taking them. So references, that is the greatest thing to use when doing art. It really helps with anatomy, any shading perhaps, poses. The thing is though, when I first actually started my artwork, I did everything freehand. It just always came out the top of my head. And I never realised how hard it was to grab everything till I learnt about using references and getting that little notch of help. It will improve later on, because you get so used to what you're doing and how you do it, you can easily change it into another form or character. It's kind of like, I can't really explain it. Oh god, I can't explain something. Oh my gosh. But back to basics. References, everything, brilliant. Also, if you're doing background work, just look outside your window perhaps, see the colour of the sky, how it all works. Oh, too late. That's all I actually have to say really, little YouTubers and DeviantArtists, and people listening to my voice. There's not really, out of all reality, there's not really much to art for me to talk about. You get those few who add a lot of detail, like, ooh, the contrast on this, and the shading, it's cell shading. It's not very cellular to me. It's something that you either grow up into, or have your own ambition and inspiration to follow it. It's something that comes either through our emotions, or just our minds, our imagination, creativity. You can't, that's the thing, with artists, we can't put things down into words. So we have to create it to tell its own story. In its own basis, I guess. Well, that's how I do it anyway. But, I guess this is all I have to say at the moment. If you want to leave any questions to me, I'll easily answer them. Well, not easily at all, actually. Pretty hard. I'll take some time. But I'll answer them with whatever I can, and see how it goes from there. Right. Oh, I've got to animate little images to this whole conversation. Then I've got to post it all on YouTube.